And welcome back, everyone. So, the party began their adventure back in Chantea's Citadel, where they spent some time in the last season, and started to analyse some of the things that happened, come to terms with some of the issues, had some nice little dates and romantic situations as well, but now they have ventured into the Underdark. So... Nice now.
Every time. The Underdark.
Yeah.
Little chord sting in the background.
We need one. Yeah.
Editors.
The clap. Yeah.
And then, welcome to the Underdark.
Sorry, folks. That's a character Niall made up in the break, and now will not stop doing.
I have just enjoyed it deeply.
I made the voice. You just copied it forever. Anyway. So, you are heading into the Underdark. You have gone through a sort of gate in the side of Harvest Shield Mountain, and that gate led into what looked like a trading post between dwarves, humans. You're not quite sure, it was very old. But you are now making your way down into the depths. On
the way, we destroyed 2 statues, one by just destroying it and one by yeeting it off a cliff.
That's true, you yeeted a statue off a cliff.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You yeet?
Is it yeeted or yate?
I think it's very much down to the individual speaker.
It's a new word, so I think yeeted.
I think it's yeeted.
Okay.
Or
I'm not
maybe
down
it's
with the
just
kids.
yeet. Maybe yeet is the past tense of yeet.
Well, I yeet, you yeet, we, she.
Yeah, like sleep.
Yeah.
I
Slash.
sleep.
You just say slash there.
Yept.
I'm so nice.
A statue was yept, and you are now in the tunnels that would go beneath the surface. Just to have a moment of clarity about where you are headed off as you start to head off in that direction, there is no, tunnel which is 10 foot wide that goes down in a very nice arcing parabola. No. These are cracks and crenellations in the walls that you have to squeeze through at this point. I would say that Corey and Thomas... No, maybe not Thomas, but Corey is fine to move through these and got a bit of space. Everyone else is... It's hard going, and the floor
Got
is...
these shoulders. It's tough.
Yes, but you're about
being so buff.
You're about as broad as you are tall, aren't you, Thomas? So it's all shoulders. So.
All shoulders.
Grabbing onto feet and yanking.
Did Shavarith cast light on something last session?
I believe.
Wasn't specified what?
Yeah, but I'm not sure what it was.
Would you like to be...
say his stat?
I mean, I could cast light on my staff.
Would you like to be continuously casting light so that people who can't see in the dark can see?
I mean, I think the agreement was that we wouldn't cast light. Mm-hmm. I cast it for the fight, but I can take it down again. And then
what I was going to suggest was, seeing as Corey can move very easily through these, it's probably going to be easier for you lot to move through if you can actually see what these things look like.
That's true.
If you cast it on something Corey can hold.
And be the guiding light. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Does your lantern actually work as a lantern, or is it just for healing?
It's also a lantern.
I think Stephen does work as a lantern, yeah.
But is it down to whether Stephen wants to or not?
Go on, ask Stephen.
Stephen?
Yeah.
Hi. Just wanted to check in and ask. We're about to go somewhere really dark, and it would really help my friends out if we could have some light.
Oh, what? Because I'm a lantern.
Well, yeah, because you're a lantern.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, you're also my friend, Stephen.
Oh, I know. You tell me every day.
Okay, good. But yeah, really grateful for your strong work. Thank you. Yeah, and so Stephen comes out, and I.
You would have heard Corey start this conversation with a sort of a tiny voice responding back.
She's talking to her lantern again.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
It appears to be talking back.
Yeah, but you are also my friend, Stephen.
And the lantern will slowly start to glow slightly more.
Maybe it just operates on motivational speech.
That would be good. I could do plenty of that then. I could probably power it for a week.
Maybe we'll just let Corey do it.
No,
my God.
Corey
Would
Johnson.
Hal's feature that they do every morning work on Stephen the lamp?
Stephen doesn't have hit points, so no.
Oh, but I love the idea though.
Wouldn't that be
So
amazing?
Corey's going ahead holding a light so you can all see where you're going. Right. This is not a flat surface that you are walking along. It is cracked. There are points where it's almost like a mini ravine. This is climbing. This is difficult terrain by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh no.
This is nemesis.
No.
Could everyone please roll me an athletics check? Let's get this show on the road.
I was going to ask, what is the check for spelunking? But I suppose...
Are you kidding me?
Love it.
Not
supposed to be good at this.
Not an acrobatics check.
Nope.
I could
Athletics.
acrobatically.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, damn it.
Makes it a 19.
I rolled a 19 and it's actually a 21.
Great.
It works very nicely.
No, you can't
Great,
use acrobatics for this. This is about climbing.
I would argue that climbing is very acrobatic.
Sure. It's
There's a
also
lot of
very
acrobatic
athletic.
things that use finger stuff.
It's also extremely athletic, Niall,
Yes.
so you know.
Yes, no,
Just
it's...
saying from the perspective of someone that does it.
If Naomlen was, instead of like just climbing up one rock face, but found two rock faces that were parallel to each other and was going doing, 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 doing.
There's
Do the
nowhere
video
near
game
enough
version.
space. This is sliding through and making your way through bits that are a bit too tight, really, and
gotta shimmy it.
finding angles and shimmies. That's not acrobatic. That is.
That sounds dexterous to me. Oh, 17.
14.
Why are you going to
Everybody getting double figures.
Why are you
14.
14?
With a +8.
Ooh.
You all managed to squeeze your way down these very tight corridors and make your way down. There are... I will say that there is no way that Thomas can avoid...
Ooh, yeah.
Sorry.
So we have light and sound.
You have a lot of light and a lot of sound. You would all be aware of this, and you all also know that this Underdark can be quite dangerous, so you could be having active perception checks if you wanted, or you can sit on your passes if you want to, I don't mind.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to be doing that.
Cool.
Perceive, please.
Sure.
Perceive, please.
Naomlen, it's not offensive or upsetting to you that I might get scratches on this armor, right?
I was meant to be scratched, don't worry about it.
Okay.
What are your passive perceptions?
Not very wise. 7!
Oh, wow. I rolled badly and not that badly.
13.
There we go. Cialara, you hear from up ahead a sort of clickety-clacketying. You don't quite know what it is, but it sounds like sort of skittering or strange insectoid movement.
Oh no.
15 on perception.
It's a second natural 20 for 25.
Good lord.
35?
25.
Oh.
I only got a 12.
I rolled a 5, but my reliable talent makes it 21.
Hi.
Right.
Impressive.
So you are all
Sorry,
making
bros.
you are all making quite a bit of noise, but you are also keeping a very solid ear out. That's what it sounds like.
Good.
Okay, as you continue forward down this space.
Not a single thing for the natural 20. You're keeping a solid ear out. No
Yeah, nothing's
clue.
happened yet.
We perceive nothing.
Yes, that's the thing. You
Nothing's
have
going
be
to
warned.
surprise attack you. Are you happy? Good grief.
Yes.
I'll spell it out. Why not?
That is good.
Spell it out.
That is very positive.
Tension can go. Right. So Corey's ahead, as described. Corey's a good 5-10 feet ahead of the rest of you. Naomlen, are you trying to keep pace with Corey as Corey goes? You've got dark vision, so you can see beyond the range of this light anyway.
Yeah, I feel like she's next in line.
Right. Okay. And Shivarth, you were taking up the rear.
No, Thomas was taking it.
Thomas is taking up the
Yeah, I
rear.
was
You're
gonna say,
taking the last
because then
miles in the middle.
I usually go somewhere in the middle so that, you
Yeah.
know, everyone else gets attacked first.
Perfect. I think
Like a true wizard.
I think it would be Thomas, Halbernet, then Shivarth, then Naomlen, then Corey. That fits.
So you went back to front.
Natalie's face like, well, Thomas would like to be next session.
It can change. I'm more thinking that it's the two people in lots of armor who are going to be making the most noise should try and help each other the most to try and make less noise.
Makes sense. Also, anything that is going to prevent Shavareth from just watching Thomas struggle through these rocks is great.
Were you not like holding hands the whole time? Is that not like...
No.
With Hal just stood awkwardly.
In the middle, yeah.
This is not a single file corridor. This is like definitely like there are bits where one of you have to push through, then another one has to push through after. You have to squeeze your way around. Like it is a very difficult. Like it is almost a climb. It is a downward sloping, almost like ravine cut through the rock that you are making your way through slowly but surely. You hear up ahead, and because of the natural 20. Shavareth hears up ahead what you believe is the sound of running water.
Ooh. I really need a wee now.
Can I just message Corey, since Corey's at the front?
Yeah.
Sounds like there's water up ahead, so maybe just don't fall in it.
Perfect.
Don't we all have a telepathic bond as well?
Oh yeah, don't need to message. We're all telepathic. I'll just tell all of you. Water up ahead. No one fall in. We know what happens when we fall in water. There's zombies. It's not good.
Massive iceberg.
Yeah, understood.
Fall, jump.
I'm not going to try and I'm not going to try and defend my actions, Naomlen. But I had a great time before that zombie grabbed me.
Yes. Chris.
Yes.
From my previous gaming experience, running water tends to be a focus for things in the Underdark.
Correct.
I feel like Halbernet would. How would they say it? If you can hear running water, then I would say that is interesting, because that is usually, and it rambles for a bit, but the vague upshot is that we're likely to come across something more alive now, because where there is water there, and there is also likely to be fungi and stuff that.
Do they make it through this ramble before we reach the source of the running water?
Almost definitely not. I think that's exactly how it works.
They are making their way through this ramble, and you're all getting the picture, despite the fact that they've really circled around the point about 5 times by now. Shavareth, with a natural 20 from earlier, now that Hal is saying it, you can hear running water, and you can also hear a faint every now and again.
There's also like a sort of...
It was more of a...
Can you hear that?
What?
Not the one that I'm making. The one up ahead.
With a 21, can I hear that?
Yes, you can.
Well, I was going to say, do we make another perception check?
Does it sound like the rust monsters?
Can I?
Anything?
The rust
sounds relatively insectoid, I will give you that, but it doesn't sound like the rust monsters specifically.
Can I do some sort of intelligence check to try and figure out what it is?
You've never travelled in the Underdark, so
I might have read about it.
That's fair. Come on.
What do you want? History?
A survival check.
Survival?
Yep.
that I've read about.
Oh, history check.
Thank you.
Nature check?
I rolled a 19, so it's a 28.
Nature check?
Nature? No, history. It makes it... The difference is it makes it a 24 on a nature check.
I mean, it's still super high. There are a variety of creatures who live in the Underdark who have a slightly insectoid bearing, because it's underground and therefore easier for them to survive in a space like this. You remember reading about big hulking insectoids that called umber hulks that are quite dangerous. You remember reading about carrion crawlers who are sort of horrible millipede worm style things.
Are you saying this to us?
In my head, I'm like, I read about a lot of insects in the Underdark, and none of the things I read were good.
No, that's pretty much what happens in the Underdark. Nothing good.
No good. So shall we just try and... Are we going to try and sneak round it, or are we going to try and kill them? Because
I'd say immolate
seems
it.
to be our...
Yep, immolate. It's the Underdark. I don't think they'd give any quarter to us.
Said the life cleric.
Very aware. Yeah, but there's a line. Most stuff in the Underdark crosses it. That's the feeling that Halbernet has.
You've been down here before, Hal. That was very firm.
Yes. There is very little quarter to be had from anything down here. It is very much consume or be consumed. I don't suggest we eat the insects, but we might have to at some point.
I don't know. Some Underdark people are quite nice.
Is that right?
I know a few.
Good.
Of course you do.
Damn.
He's got an eye patch. He wears a cool hat.
Yes. But I still think, yes, please let us be on our guard and do not hesitate to end.
If you're going to sneak, I'm just going to point it out, Thomas is being very loud, and there is a lantern that is glowing quite brightly.
I mean,
Shine bright like a lantern.
look, I'm fine with fireballing things, but would we prefer to sneak? We can try.
Well, please excuse me, Thomas, but I think you and I are going to have trouble doing that.
I can try my best, but
Exactly. Well, yes.
I mean, I could scout ahead whilst...
If we try and get down to wherever the running water is, if you want to scout ahead and see what it is that we're potentially up against, that would be no bad thing.
Okay. Excuse me.
Cool. If Naomlen's doing a scouty, you're going to be about 50 feet ahead of the party to be out of the range of the light and the sound. Are you okay with that?
I'm very sneaky.
question.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
The minimum I can have is 23.
Unless you roll a 1.
And I just rolled a 30.
Nice.
Let me just check.
Styly wow.
Let me just check.
Good luck.
Now, you merely adopted the darkness. These creatures were born.
And you said you had no more. Not 20 if I've ever heard one.
Up ahead of you, once you're out of the lamplight, once you're out of that entirely, it is pitch black down here. Moving forward, in an area up ahead of you, you can see that there is a sort of dim light floating. There's a faint, almost like mist in the air that appears to be glowing ever so slightly. You've never been in the Underdark, correct?
I don't think she has. Sorry. I think Niall knows what that is.
Cool.
Oh, Lord.
Cool.
Reassuring.
Cool. Okay.
You can see that there seems to be dim light further ahead that appears to be a faint glow to the area in front of you. Do you keep ahead of the party, or do you go back and let them know?
Just telepathically tell us.
You're still telepathically connected. You just tell them.
Yeah, I'll just keep it like, hey guys, there's some mild light, so I'd say stay out of it, but you've got a massive light with you. So nothing so far. Just keeps going.
Hal, roll me a history check.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to say, surely the next question would be...
It's a bit hazy in here.
Can I help by going through the list of insects of the Underdark?
These aren't insects.
That's a 2. I think they remember just now.
Nope, Hal. Oh, sometimes it is misty and glowy in the Underdark, but it's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
There we go.
Probably fine.
Or at that point, I'm just trying to sort of conduct... I wasn't going to say that. I'll be pulling Thomas through some small portal.
Right.
Sure.
Naomlen, scouting up ahead and still 50 feet ahead of the rest of the party. The party are now approaching this area of slightly sort of strange, sort of glowing mist that seems to sort of float off the wall slightly and then hang in the air a bit awkwardly. Looks a bit weird, but Naomlen's passed through it and seems to be fine. Naomlen, as you pass through it and round a sort of push your way around a corner, up ahead of you is a small chamber. There is a stream of running water that is travelling down.
Does it have a chest on the door? Glowing blue. Click here to enter.
Yes, there's a glowing symbol on the door with what looks like a... No. There's a glowing... There's a faint glow to the air around this space. And there is this sort of... almost a small rivulet, like a stream, running down the centre of this room. It comes out of various cracks in the wall on one side, and the other side it appears to continue down another rivulet like this one. There are quite a few mushrooms in this space. There's some very small little ones. There's also some quite large ones that appear to dominate quite a lot of the space. And around this entire space, looking around, you can see... Roll me a perception check. It's dim lighting, but you've
That's
done
a natural 20 for a 31.
You can see that there are 8 what look like white, completely colourless maggots. But they appear to have slightly chitinous ridges across the top of them, and they appear to be, in some cases, sort of licking the mushrooms and licking some of the water. There's also quite a lot of small dead animals around here that have clearly been consumed, and they came to get some water, and then these things ate them. You watch as one moves down, it's got these sort of sharp mandibles, moves down towards one, and out of its mouth sort of frondy, strange, almost like lashy tentacle things just come out of the mouth and sort of flop over the creature a few times and pick bits up off it. They make that noise.
I feel like she's like stood in the darkness, like watching this, and it's just like, I guess there's some like weird fat chitinous worms to eating something.
Sure.
Can I stab one of them? Can I stab one of them?
They're all relatively large, like about the size of a cow.
Oh.
Like a cow-sized one.
Wow. Surely you should be saying that they're maggots on mushrooms, but I feel like that's a rock band name.
Oh. Do you know anything
Maggots
about
on mushrooms and...
I'm just picturing like big cuddly, obviously not cuddly, but they look cuddly because they're big worms with like Zoidberg going. Blah!
It's more of a.
That's still, yeah.
Still Zoidberg.
Plain spaghetti.
A little bit. Like a bit.
Just privately messaged us. I feel like I'm going to have a phobia of insects when we get out of this.
Well, they don't tend to be this big on the surface.
We could just fireball them. No, are they attacking you?
No, they appear to be. I mean, they haven't noticed Naomlen as far as you can tell, Naomlen.
How many are there?
About 8.
8? Oh,
yeah.
That's more than 2.
Correct. It's fewer than 10 as well. Yeah.
So, guys, there are more of them than there are me.
Well, that's all right.
Do you reckon there'll be...
We can come in there and I can fireball them, and Corey can lightning them, and we'll be good.
Do you reckon there'll be...
Alan, I'll be there too.
Yes, sorry.
Are there more of?
I got really focused on magic. I'm sorry.
Us.
Yes, there are 8 that I can see.
8. Does Hal know what these things are? Sorry, can I roll a history check to find out if he does? They do.
I mean, the moment you're standing in mist, you forgot existed. So yeah, go on.
Oh, of course, yes, true. Okay,
Go
at
on.
the moment, yes, not concentrating, just trying not to screech.
Just roll a history check. I'll allow it. Or a nature check if you want.
Can I do my best to describe these creatures to maybe help Hal?
As long as you describe them. As long as you describe them. I want to hear your description of
It
them.
wouldn't be a 1.
Oh,
fair.
Ooh.
So they're quite large, probably about the size of a cow. They're white little things. They have like armor, like a crab. If you've seen a crab, and weird tentacles out their face, but they're making weird like sounds, and also like sounds. Is there any like gunk coming off them, like any clear poisons?
There's a sort of they see the tentacles seem to seep a kind of clear fluid.
There's some sort of like fluid coming up the tentacles, so I think they'll be resistant to poison, which is annoying because I have poison daggers.
Shivarith, over to you.
What am I doing?
Fireball.
Did I not? I thought I was giving you.
Fireball them, right? Yeah, no.
I thought I was giving you advantage to this nature check.
Oh no! I think what I figured out, thank you though, is that I don't like them. Everything you said from the beginning. That's all I need to know. Immolate them all. We should be done with this momentarily.
Naomlen, you can't hear Hal, but Hal is just muttering about killing them.
Naomlen can hear Hal. You're all telepathically connected.
But yes.
Hal, do you know anything about these creatures? Do you know if there might be any tactics or ways to approach them, or things that we definitely should not do?
From behind without their knowledge.
So the lights go. Maybe no light, and we try and sneak.
Yes.
If there's no light, you can't see.
Well, but I can turn the light on.
At the moment, there is quite dim light from this strange fog as well. So, and the mushrooms are slightly glowing as well.
I will get into position to the furthest one away behind it, so that when the group enters, I can surprise attack the last one.
Sure. You're moving through a cavern that is full of them and is also dimly lit, so you'd have to roll another stealth check with disadvantage to do that.
Are we all rolling stealth checks to move in as well?
1 second, please.
Yes.
Do you think I'm frightened of your disadvantage? I see your disadvantage.
Hubris here is
Hubris is gonna bite you.
I have rolled 21 because of my reliable... Oh no, it's a 23 because of my reliable talent.
Oh, look, it's within a range I might be able to perceive you, because I get advantage on perception rolls if you're nearby, because they have keen smell.
Yes, the one thing you can't stop yourself doing.
I feel no fear. I know no fear. I fear no worm.
Yes.
How wise can a worm be?
You know? Again, now, what did you roll again?
23.
Was it 23? Was it 23?
Yes.
Are you going to sneak across the cabin?
I fear no worm. I do what I said I did. I sneaky.
Corey's going to get there and you're going to be dead.
I have a decent constitution.
As you scrabble across this space, moving between, like, these mushrooms, they're not all like, they've got a sort of, some of them are quite tall and quite thin, some of them are a bit shorter. You can sort of move between them and try and snick around all of them. As you're moving quite close to one, within about 15 feet of it, it will slowly just rear up slightly and tap its pincers together in front of its face, and the tentacles will sort of start tasting the air and moving generally in your direction.
Stop it!
Is that literally?
It's going to run in and stab it.
Well, that way I'll get a critical hit if I hit.
Okay, this is all going very, very fast. Fine. Okay, go for your life.
Okay.
Hey, guys, this is all going tits up. Stop running. I run and stab it.
Okay, then in which case everyone roll initiative and we will sort this mess out.